While all XRP holders are waiting with bated breath what's actually going to happen in the case with Ripple versus the SEC, exchanges are now talking about XRP. I'm going to tell you about which exchanges are talking about XRP and actually what they're doing with it. Because there are now rumors flying around about relistings and delistings. And in some major news in the cryptocurrency world, Mastercard has made a major announcement earlier today that what some are speculating is going to be one of the biggest driving forces in mass adoption of cryptocurrencies for payment. So I'm going to tell you all about it in this video. And some of the altcoins have been going green. I'm going to tell you about which ones have been going green at the fastest pace and what XRP's been doing. And with the Ripple versus the SEC case notwithstanding, the next couple of weeks are going to be a make or break time with XRP. Hey everyone, my name is Randy and welcome back to the Late Night Grind. And right now on this channel, I'm covering the Ripple versus SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, personal finance. So if any of those topics interest you, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also hit that bell notification icon so YouTube will send you a notification when I release a new video. And I believe people in the crypto space are some of the most generous people on the planet. So if you're feeling generous today, I'd really appreciate it if you do two things. Number one, smash that thumbs up button. And number two, watch this video all the way to the end. Those are really the two best things you can do to support a YouTube channel. So with that, let's jump into it. I want to quick start talking about some of the altcoins that have been going green, especially earlier today. And one of them was XRP. So the ones I have been tracking are Solana, Polygon, Harmony One, and even Cardano started showing signs of life as it hit $2.20. Now, the interesting thing that I've been keeping track of is that those coins are what some people call ecosystem coins or platform coins. Meaning that those are cryptocurrencies that are essentially the cryptocurrency of a platform with which other applications are built on top of. Now, they seem to be going bigger and gaining more interest from investors as this Bitcoin bull run continues on, and for good reason. Well, for number one, they're actually all chasing Ethereum. And now that Ethereum is chasing all-time highs, many people are now speculating that some of these other platforms that are coming along that are dubbed Ethereum killers, like Cardano was at one point, could essentially in the future be seeing some of the same price action that Ethereum is seeing. Now, Solana and Cardano a couple of months ago were making big pushes for all-time highs, with which Solana has now surpassed as of just yesterday. And Cardano still seems like a little bit of a speculation, but nonetheless, these platforms like Harmony One and Polygon are continuously making news through new partnerships and through new developments in their ecosystem. So that's most likely why they are seeing so many big price increases recently. Now, XRP went from about 108 to 112 recently, so it did see a little bit of an uptick, but it could be seeing a big change. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Now, the other big news in the cryptocurrency world was that Mastercard made a huge announcement earlier today, or actually yesterday, depending on when you're watching this video, in which it made a partnership with a crypto financial services firm, crypto asset firm, Bakkt. Now, what they're actually going to be doing is Mastercard is going to be allowing thousands of banks that use their network, along with millions of merchants that use their network, to utilize cryptocurrency in a bunch of different ways. Now, this is one of the most bullish things for mass adoption that's actually hit the cryptocurrency world. You know, aside from the fact that Bitcoin just recently hit all-time highs, it seems normal that some really good news would come out about the rest of the cryptosphere. So what Mastercard is going to be doing is allowing all of their merchants to utilize crypto to allow their customers to buy, sell, and hold crypto. And it will also allow those companies to issue crypto debit and credit cards. And what that's going to do is allow their customers to seamlessly essentially exchange their crypto for dollars when they're actually spending it. Now, I've recently seen some economists saying how they're starting to get on the Bitcoin train, but they're still not sure that Bitcoin or anything in the crypto space is really going to make it in terms of a streamlined or mainstream form of payment system. Well, this, in and of itself, is putting a nail in that coffin. And now some XRP news. I wanted to start off with an article that I just read literally about a half an hour ago as I was preparing for this video, and that was XRP being delisted off an exchange. And it caught my attention because most of the rumors right around now are focusing on a relisting of XRP because of how well Ripple is doing in the lawsuit with the SEC. So I looked into it a little bit further. It's a small exchange called CoinSmart. not sure they're so smart anymore. It's now nearly 1 year into this lawsuit, and they've just now decided that, well, based on the fact that they're in this lawsuit with the SEC, it no longer fits what we want to do with our products, and we're going to delist it. The other thing that's kind of strange about this is that it's a Canadian exchange. It's not a US exchange. They really shouldn't fear the United States SEC for listing XRP on its cryptocurrency exchange. So it kind of doesn't make sense, but nonetheless, it's a very small exchange. In fact, on Twitter, they have about 11,000 followers, and I did try to ask Uphold, which is the other crypto exchange where you can actually buy XRP, but they couldn't be reached for comment because they were too busy popping bottles that they're one of the only exchanges where you can get XRP. And I tried to ask some of the other big XRP holders on Twitter what they thought about it, but I couldn't reach them for comment either because they were too busy laughing at CoinSmart. And I also tried to contact CoinSmart and ask them if they were going to be delisting Ethereum because of their actual securities fraud. Still waiting to hear back. But if you want to jump on the rumor mill and figure out why relist XRP on Coinbase is retrending again, because it seems to do this every couple of months, well, it's because Brian Armstrong, who's the CEO of Coinbase, recently tweeted out that it seems that Ripple has been doing exceedingly well in this case against the SEC. And he actually tweeted out an article that was written by Forbes, which the title of the article was that this is the crypto uprising that the SEC didn't see coming. Well, it was written by Forbes back in August 30th was when it was published. So he's a little late to the game in that aspect of it, and maybe that's why XRP hasn't actually been relisted yet. Well, maybe if he's starting to get back onto the train and see that the SEC isn't exactly doing things that are above board, or at least at the time, especially since Brian Armstrong and Coinbase went on a Twitter tirade a couple of weeks ago talking about how they're not exactly best friends with the SEC either because the SEC won't even talk to them. So the biggest response to Brian Armstrong's tweet was, of course, when are you going to relist XRP? But if he's on top of things like he was on top of that August 30th article, it still might be a while for XRP holders to get their hopes up about Coinbase relisting XRP. You can actually see that tweet. I will put that in the link in the description below. You can go to my Twitter account and see that tweet there, along with other tweets that may or may not have the hashtag defund the SEC in them. And finally, I wanted to talk about XRP and its future price movements that are coming up. Now, this is strictly based on some technical analysis. Really doesn't have much to do with looking at the case versus the SEC. Doesn't necessarily have to do with all the new partnerships they're bringing on, these CBDCs that are going to be launching on the XRPL, or that have launched on the XRPL, as well as some new news that I'm going to be talking about in my next video about a new partnership that Ripple just announced that's going to be covering the Middle East, beginning with United Arab Emirates. And this is actually some really big news. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button so you'll have a notification when I release that new video. But strictly speaking, on the price of XRP, there's a lot of people that have been reading charts. And I'm not a chart analyst, but I do watch many of them on a daily basis, especially some of the ones that cover XRP. And they're now saying XRP almost looks like a coiled snake ready to strike. In other words, it's looking at the chart. Everything seems to kind of be coming to a head in terms of what the charts say. And what do the charts say? Well, the charts say that this upward trend that XRP has actually had over the long term should be bouncing off of a trend line and shooting upward. Now, when is this going to happen? From what I've seen, some people say it could happen in another week or two, and some say it probably won't happen until mid to end of November. But we're actually going to have to see, because a lot of people are saying that's when Bitcoin is going to see its major price movements as well. So it could certainly be something to do with it being coupled to Bitcoin by and large and moving along in price right along with that. Or this could be a decoupling event in which XRP actually decouples from Bitcoin and has its major price movement of its own. Now this would be interesting because Ethereum's already shown it can do that, and some of the altcoins that I've talked about earlier have shown that they can do that. Well, I think it's just about time for XRP to show that it can do it. And according to some technical analysis, it will be. And according to my analysis of the case versus the SEC, it will be. But it all comes down to timing. It all comes down to timing the rest of this crypto market, timing the case versus the SEC, as well as other things. So make sure you keep your eye on it. And if you want to keep track of all this, make sure you subscribe to the Late Night Grind. Hit that bell notification icon, like I said, and you'll be notified when I release a new video. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you click on that community tab and check out some of the polls that I release on a weekly, sometimes daily basis. And don't forget, if you are on Twitter, go ahead and follow me there. I'd really appreciate it as I cover and talk about some of the stories that I don't always talk about on these videos. And once again, thank you so much for giving this video a big thumbs up and watching all the way to the end. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.